Okay, hello you guys, this is Blink Titan, and
This is it,
today,
Chief. End of the line. If I'm
wait, I got to turn the volume, because you guys will not hear me, I can guarantee that. Voiceover.
right, Eleanor's mama's using Adam to force all Rapture's minds and memories into the poor girl. Lamb reckons it'll make that child a saint. Now, Eleanor's in a deep, dark place beneath Fontaine headquarters, and to keep you alive, we need to sneak in and find her.
Okay, but I'll shut up now. I'll let you guys, wait, no, I can talk now. Yeah, I discovered that I can actually
raised my children there.
why would we not go down the stupid volume? Sound effect volume. Right. Wait, this is oh wait, oh. I would have done BioShock for yesterday, but I was busy. I went to the mall with my friend. I'm busy today. I'm busy. Ooh. What is it? What's her name? Eleanor sent me an application. No, I've used research.
October 9th, 1967. Hello. My name is Gilbert Alexander, and by the time you hear this, I will be clinically insane. I am recording these diaries in advance as a last-ditch effort to assist anyone I might threaten in dealing with me. My next message awaits you beyond the security checkpoint. The bioscan will ensure that you're sane enough to need it.
Gil Alexander. As I recall, he was involved in Big Daddy development from the beginning. Likely had something to do with you and Eleanor, son.
Wait. Come on. Open the stupid door.
He's stealing our supplies. Cheeky little dismissed. I hope that was instructive to the rest of you.
Alex the Great.
Come back to line your pockets with more Fontaine ingenuity, have you? Understand, sir, that I am the body corporate. Understand, sir, that I am Alex the Great.
Sorry,
Body is
I
focused
love
on it.
literature.
Then I can piss you
I
off. Into the illusion with just a little squeeze.
Okay, where do I have to go?
Master.
Come get saved. Come on.
see a shotgun.
Come out from hiding.
Must
My
find
wits on my
shelter.
side. You can't know what I'm going through. Lester.
Alex the Great? Oh, hell, that has to be Gil Alexander, same man who left that message we're following. He sounds mad as a March hare now.
Oh no, what does this mean?
Initiating bioscan. Identifying clearance level. Identified. Clinical trial subject. Classification. Protector. Designation. Delta. Status. Deceased. Error. Updating status. Please stand by.
What's this? My secretary vouchers for you? Oh, Delta, eh? You're one of our old protectors, yes? You're a fine product, Delta. Yes, fine product. Built to last. Say, don't look now, but I believe one of your old colleagues wants to welcome you back to the office.
What the? Holy
Designation.
was strong.
Delta.
Really strong.
Status updated. Status active. Access granted.
Hello again. I have been exposed to a massive dose of substance at By the time you hear this, I will have armed this facility's defenses en masse. You, my friend, must therefore penetrate them and kill me. Please believe that if I could have done it myself... and on that cheery note, you may use the diary lying near this screen to bypass the vocal print locks ahead and enter the security office. The password is Agnes Day.
Okay, Agnes.
Agnes Day.
Please see password to enter.
Agnes Day.
Access granted. Welcome, Gil Alexander.
I heard that. My likeness is company property, Delta, just like you are. Don't make me strip you for parts, Millardo!
Please see password to enter.
I warned you. But when you're down and out and life's a pain, weatherman says heavy rain. A little boost is all you need. Average Joe to Hercules. Stronger arm and sharper brain. That's why the future is Fontaine.
I would shoot him, but I don't want to. Where's my ammo?
Please speak clearly.
$2.
Automatic deactivation for 60 seconds.
Oh, he's jamming the voice print lock with that awful crooning. See if you can find some way to sabotage his control of building security.
Delta, you're dawdling. The security office is well above your pay grade. If you're so keen to help, the restrooms need a good scrub. Yes, a clerk or two to help you along.
I'm
Come on, Mr. D.
Are the bad ones gone away, Mr. B? I don't like it.
Buddy, I have not done anything to you.
You rescued me, Sir Bubbles.
Thanks to new plasmid technologies being developed here at Fontaine Futuristics, anything is possible. The power of the gods is yours. All of our procedures are quick, painless, and safe.
Gee, thanks, Doc. I feel amazing. Never felt better. Wow.
The results are clear. Invest today in plasmid technology.
Let's do. What apples?
Yes! Congratulations! You've won a battle of wits with a home appliance! Don't you dare touch that signal relay, Delta. Its value is 10 times your own. I'm very disappointed in you, Delta. Destruction of a Fontaine asset is punishable by summary dismissal. Shall I simplify that for you? Fired! Fired! Fired!
Thanks, Doc. I feel amazing. Never felt better. Wow.
The results are clear. Invest today in
I know what you're up to. You're after my job, aren't you? With your background? Ha! Do you know what class of person we chose for the Alpha series? Criminals, Delta. You'll be laughed out of the boardroom, out of the city!
I think you're onto something, kid. Some kind of pirate relay doohickey keeping security under his spell. Find the rest of those and vandalize them directly.
when you're down in the mouth and life's a pain. Weatherman says heavy rain.
Access denied. Please speak clearly. Automatic deactivation for 60 seconds.
Welcome, Mr. B. For the sake of 60 seconds. That is nuts.
No, I want to play.
Prison, it seems, was a blessing. Ryan is now dead by his own son's hand.
Oh, Jesus.
But far more interesting is the program of compulsion bred into his child, coded WYK. It was some manner of verbal trigger phrase, which the boy would obey as an order, unerringly. In a way, this sad thing, this half-man, had escaped the self. Highly intelligent, but devoid of so-called free will, with all its convenient blind spots. What if he had been instructed to uphold the common good? What if he were a volunteer?
Please speak password to enter.
A little boost is all you need. Average Joe to Hercules.
Access denied. Please speak clearly. Automatic deactivation for 60 seconds.
Get to work, you lazy shit!
Oh, how I hate engines. This was so Ooh, what's this? Unstable teleport plasma. I am wrong.
Mr. Bubbles, come on!
Twist.
Anyone in the plasmid business ultimately requires the use of human test subjects. It's our...
Surprise, Delta!
It's time to sleep.
The tyrant looks upon the world, saying, all of this is mine, and by force or guile, he makes it so. To the tyrant, the whole of creation is held in the relative. Sun and moon revolve for him alone. For the tyrant, even justice is wincing. He alone is fit to weigh, to measure, and to cut. This calls everything into question. Even as I record this, I can scarcely believe. Psychiatry has been my continual study to chart consciousness in all its strata. But intelligence does not require introspection. The son of Ryan was more effective than all his self-aware rivals. He lived without questions. I could end the self and save the world.
Ridiculous! You wouldn't dare!
Think about genes. The results are clear. Invest today in plasmid technology.
Gene slave!
Come on, Mr.
I swore an oath to do no harm, and I mostly mean it. This is our turn. Fucking told you that I fucking did the fucking thing. Bullshit. Oh shit. Yeah.
It's not right.
Now I know my true friends
Nope,
were...
I can't find stuff. Right, upgrade. Another upgrade. Plasma SWAT. Better telekinesis. Good.
Trick the security system. Divert bots, turrets, and cameras to attack where you choose.
Welcome to the circus of value. I'm smarter than you. And once we work together, you freaks, like the old days. This can't be right.
I designed that device, Delta. You fumble at it like an amorous baboon.
Mark my word.
Adam, Delta. One little jab in the arm, and even a hopeless underperformer can be Employee of the Month. Or you should know. Look around. Is any of this familiar? The Rapture consumer is indebted to you, my boy. We ironed kink after kink out of our domestic plasmid line on you right here. Well, let's see if you're staying competitive. Step on up and take the spotlight. Ladies and gentlemen, Fontaine Futuristics invites you to shed your skepticism, evolve your expectations, and dissolve your doubt as we unveil the revolutionary power of our home defense plasmid series. May I have a volunteer from the audience? Come now, don't be shy. How about you, sir? No, he's positively rigid. You, Mom, at the back. Oh, come on down. Let's give it a hand, folks. Only a single volunteer? Oh, come now, gentlemen. She'll be awfully nervous up here all alone. Come on down, all of you. Delta and the power of plasmids! Oh dear, Subject Delta. It looks like you've upstaged a fellow demonstrator, and he's here to steal the show. What will Delta do now, folks? Still a winner, Delta. The tour was never the same without you. And to think you were so spliced you couldn't stand when we stuffed you into that getup. The Fontaine family retirement plan suits you to a T, my boy.
Insubordination! Severance package cancelled. Benefits rescinded.
Each new tyrant ventured here in search of conquest, Delta. Fontaine, Ryan, and now you. But every aspiring Caesar must learn to...
Agnes Day.
Access granted. Welcome, Alexander.
Hello again. I must assume by now that you're willing to help end my life. In exchange, I have prepared a friendly security escort for you. Now, there's a switch in here which will allow you access to the real laboratories where what's left of me awaits you. Please, use it.
With biscuits, Mr. B.
Stop running like a
Mr.
fool.
Do you like
Drop that at once, you trash!
You rescued me, Sir Bubbles.
As I recall from my time doing business with the owners, that oxyfill station out there's just a front for a kinda hidden passage leading down below. If Lamb's hiding Eleanor from you, that's where she'll be.
I'm afraid the lights in here sting my eyes terribly now. Until you arrive to deal with me, they will remain off. Please, locate the breakers and flip them, and then return here to restore power. Sophia and I knew that to create the first true utopian would come at a high cost, my friend. We needed someone to be host to all that Adam, Rapture's finest minds, a willing subject, that is to say, myself. Whatever you may have seen inside the tank, that was indeed me. I fear the fate of Eleanor Lamb will be less physical, but no less grotesque. This tank for deep-sea life is the ideal way to dispose of me. But first, you must retrieve enough Adam-infused plant life to lure me out. The slugs feed on the stuff, and it's all I seem to want now. I have left a sample here, so you know what to look for.
I see you out there, Delta. You want to be top man? You want to sit in the big chair? Well, come and take it.
Well, listen, son, those override keys you've been hunting are genetically encoded. And to get to Eleanor, you're gonna need one from Alex the Great in there. First things first, we gotta pin him down, find those plants he mentioned, and lure him back out.
not have you running around the laboratories in your condition.
Poor things. What a life. Marching around playing daddy until some splicer manages to kill off their sister. And then if the coma doesn't take them, they turn maniac. Nothing left to do but scream. No offense intended, son. We better get you to Eleanor on the double.
Your body begins to tear itself apart. The compulsion to find Eleanor will drive you to madness or coma. You have no claim on her. Your design was among Rapture's greatest sins. And yet, you persist. Why?
Strictly subpar. If any place needed a talented decorator, this would be it. Dullard,
Back downstairs.
get out of my home. I'm not speaking to you.
This is where they bound us together, Father. Playing God. You were the only good thing that Rapture ever gave me.
Mr. B, don't make me carry you.
Help me restrain this woman.
You gotta do it!
Jack, hold me.
Get him, Mr. B! Time to sleep, Mr. Bubbles.
She was not meant to have a father, Delta. She was to be an heir to my life's work. And this is where they changed her, bonding her to you. The child she was died in this room.
Mr. Bubbles, come on! Where'd that go? Oopsie. This lifestyle is great.
You can't take my furs!
All right, sport, time to feed the fish. Head on back to Alexander's tank and put those plants in.
Poor Gilbert. It was his will to die, Delta. To serve the majority by protecting them from his lunacy. Your entire journey here is based on your refusal to do the same. Will you grant his request, knowing that he served the family?
Rebirth, huh? Sure, you live forever, but minus your body. I like my body, kid. I don't feature the idea of my memories and personality being stored in the head of some saintly child, like just one more dusty old book in the library.
Notice to all employees. Subject Delta is hereby dismissed. Escort them from the premises!
dare you try to buy me out with this bribe, this penance, this sublime... God damn you, Delta!
Perfect, son. You reeled him in. Now, use that console there to take a gene sample. It should print up a genetic key automatically. You got the key to Lamb's hideout, sport. Eleanor's down there. Now just head out to the oxyfill station and use it.
It is done. The sample disposal button on the panel in front of you will administer a massive jolt of electricity to the tank. More than enough to kill me. Whatever I may say to dissuade you, do not listen. The man whose voice you hear now is long gone. As my mind fades, I find my thoughts turn to the suffering that Eleanor will be made to endure, and I am overcome.
Okay, so if this is a thing for a loading screen, I'm not 100% sure if it is. If it is, then I'm going to edit this. I have a new intro now. Yeah, and yeah, so let's see if it's load screen.
With pity, but I can only offer my feeble prayers. Perhaps after my death, you can do more. Now, please, I ask you to grant me peace. Goodbye, my friend, and thank you.
This might be it. The loading screen, but I'm not 100% sure. Okay, I'm gonna go. Like and subscribe to this video, and